Welcome back. Well, a major pizza chain might be in trouble with the law after a group of workers sued the owner of franchises across the country. Attorney Jim Higgins with the Higgins Firm recently stopped by to tell us what happened. Hey Jim, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so Pizza Hut, sounds like they're not paying their employees properly. So what exactly happened in this lawsuit that's filed against them?
You know what? This is a large lawsuit that reaches across the nation and here in Tennessee. And what's a little bit different besides most of the overtime cases that we see is there's several different claims in it. What the basic claim and what started is there's apparently believed to be a policy at the restaurant that says we want to sell so many pizza per labor hours or whatever,
right.
And it encouraged the managers, because they have to keep those numbers up, to have people work off the clock and doing showing up for meetings, showing up for training, things like that, and not being paid for it. So
Gotcha.
A group of employees are saying that's time that we worked and we should get paid for that. And so they're trying to unwind that. The other part of the claim, which we see a lot of and handled a lot of these cases, is the servers who normally work for tips, and so they get a reduced hourly wage, are also having to spend a lot of time cleaning, doing dishes, vacuuming, but they're still getting their reduced hourly rate. And what the law says is that, hey, if you're doing a lot more than serving, for those hours, in one circuit they say more than 20% of the time, if you're doing manual work, then you ought to at least be getting minimum wage for that.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to go back and get these people just paid. It's not a windfall or some big award. It's just simply getting them paid for work they perform so they can pay their bills.
Exactly. And these are cases that you see a lot of, right?
We do. It's strange. Over the past year, we've always done a lot of employment law. We've always done a lot of overtime cases where people work over 40 hours a week and don't get that overtime pay because they're called managers or whatever reason. But over the past couple of years, we've seen a lot more restaurant cases, and I don't know why, but the two main ones we see is, one is what we call a tip pool violation, and that's where they take part of the server's tips and either pay it to the restaurant or pay it to management or pay it to what we call back of house, cooks, things like that. And
Gotcha.
really the server's supposed to be able to keep those. And the other is in restaurants where they'll call someone an assistant manager and pay them a salary when really they don't have manager duties and they ought to be getting overtime for that over 40 hours.
All right, and of course, if anyone out there isn't being paid overtime or minimum wage, they can call you.
Yes, feel free. We can tell them where they stand.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-353-0930, or for more information, go to higginsfirm.com. You can also get a link to that on WSMV.com on the Better Nashville section.